Oh, hi Zizi. What are you up to?
Oh, hi, Ivory. Remember the book you lent to me last Monday?
Oh, yeah. It's a book about sexual harassment, right?
Yeah, so I have been reading that book for a while now. And can you remind me again, what is sexual harassment?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Sexual harassment is when someone touches you at your private parts, and also when someone does something to you that is unwanted.
Does unwanted mean an action I did not ask for?
Yes, Zizi, you are right. An unwanted action can also be an action that makes you feel uncomfortable.
Oh, okay. Oh, you mentioned private parts before. What are private parts?
Ah, well, private parts are parts of our body which should not be touched by other people. For boys, the private parts are the lips, nipples, buttocks, penis, and testicles. For girls, the private parts are the lips, breasts, buttocks, and the vulva.
But who will want to touch us at our private parts? It sounds like such a bad thing to do.
Yes, it is very wrong to touch someone at their private parts because it makes them feel uncomfortable. Only monsters would do that. But don't worry about it, we'll learn how to fight these monsters together.
So monsters are only people we don't know, right? Like strangers.
Nope. Since monsters can be people that make us feel uncomfortable, even people that we know can be monsters too.
Does that mean that anyone who touches us in a way that makes us feel uncomfortable could be a monster?
Yes! Now, let's learn how to say no to the monsters that want to harm us. But before that, first we need to learn about the ways these monsters can attack through something called sexual harassment.
Oh, I've heard that before. There are three types of sexual harassment: physical sexual harassment, visual sexual harassment, and verbal sexual harassment. And if I remember correctly, physical sexual harassment is when someone touches our private parts and make us feel uncomfortable. So maybe for example, it could be when someone kisses us, when someone hugs us, or when someone holds our private body parts.
Correct! You've got it!
Great. But wait, Ivory, what if someone caresses my arm like this? I know my arm is not exactly my private body part, but what if it makes me feel uncomfortable? Is that considered as physical sexual harassment?
Good question. That can be sexual harassment too, since it makes you feel uncomfortable. Remember, your body belongs to you, so only you can decide what makes you feel uncomfortable and what is alright.
I see. Thanks, Ivory.
No problem. Do you know what verbal sexual harassment means?
Um, Verbal means talking. So, is it when someone talks about our private body parts that makes us feel uncomfortable? Or when they talk about their private body parts?
There you go. Someone could verbally sexually harass you by making jokes about your body, asking to touch you at your private parts, or even by making kissing noises at you.
That sounds disgusting.
I know, right? Oh, there's one last type of sexual harassment that we haven't talked about, which is visual sexual harassment. Visual means seeing. So, visual sexual harassment is when someone makes us feel uncomfortable by exposing their private parts to us.
So, like, if someone sends us photos of their naked bodies,
Visual sexual harassment.
what if they take off their clothes to show us their private parts?
Visual sexual harassment.
If they make inappropriate gestures like touching their private body parts?
Yeah, visual sexual harassment.
I see. Okay, so let's recap. There are three types of sexual harassment: physical, verbal, and visual.
Correct. Alright, now let's talk about what we should do if these monsters attack us. The first step is to talk to an adult that you can trust, who is not the monster. This adult can be your parents, your aunts or uncles, your older siblings, or even your teacher. But if you can't find any adults that you can trust, you can try calling hotline numbers that can help you. Fun fact, if you flip to the last few pages of the book, you'll find a few helpful hotlines that you can call. The next thing you should do is to go to the police station and make a police report. The police will help us fight off these monsters. Finally, Once you have gotten the help that you need, talk to a trusted adult and ask them to take you to a therapist or look for your school counselor.
Can I tell you something, Ivory? I think I would feel pretty embarrassed if something like this ever happens to me.
No, Zizi, it is never your fault if you've been sexually harassed. There is never a good reason to sexually harass someone, so don't feel embarrassed and do get help, okay?
Alright, thanks for that, Ivory.
Oh, you're welcome.
Also, must I tell an adult if we are sexually harassed?
Yes, Zizi, you should tell an adult so that they can take action to protect you against the monsters that are sexually harassing you. But of course, these adults must be adults that you can trust, who are not monsters. When we're done talking, try to think about the adults in your life that you can trust and fill in these few pages in the journal.
Sounds good. Oh, okay, so we've been talking about what we can do if we are being sexually harassed. So, what can I do if I see someone else getting sexually harassed?
There are 4 steps that you can take. You can remember them as the 4 Ds: direct, distract, delegate, and delay.
Ah,
If you see someone you know being sexually harassed, tell the monster harassing your friend to stop. However, please make sure that you are in a safe place so that the monster cannot harm you. If you feel scared and unsafe, go find another adult immediately and ask them for help. Can you think of a way to get your friend away from the monster? Maybe you can ask your friend to go with you to get a book from the library or to buy food from the canteen. Ask someone to help you. Find an adult who can be trusted and ask them for help. If you feel that it may be too unsafe to do anything, do not get involved and talk to your friend once they are away from the monster. Bring them to an adult that you or your friend can trust.
so is it direct, distract, delegate, and delay?
Yes, remember the 4 Ds: direct, distract, delegate, and delay.
That's really helpful, Ivory.
I'm glad you find it helpful. If you ever need to refresh your mind on what sexual harassment is, the 3 types of sexual harassment, what to do when you experience sexual harassment, what to do when you see someone experience sexual harassment, or if you want to find a helpful hotline, this book is the perfect fit for you.
Okay. Oh, I think I need to go now, but do you want to have a call sometime soon? So maybe after I'm done filling in the journal?
Oh, yes, please, let's go.
Bye bye.